all kinds of excitement today as we have now entered the rubber match after the grand finals saw Deadlykittens come back from the lower bracket, 2-0 Resurgence, and send us this next best of three Babel that will decide officially this time who goes to Blizzcon.
It's not Southeast Asia without the rubber match.
It's very true.
It's a uniquely Southeast Asian feature, and our players will make sure to make full use of this unique feature.
This is the third time
Out of four
this year.
times.
3 out of 4 times that this has happened. It's no coincidence. I don't know why they decide that this is the way life should be, but it's exciting nonetheless, and we're going to see if Deadlykittens can keep that momentum train going. Again, we're going to get everything going. When it comes to the pick bans, I wonder, especially maps in particular, will we see Dragonshire removed?
Oh, yeah.
On the side of Resurgence, just to be like, look, we don't want you to play that anymore. We know you love that battleground. We're going to find out real soon.
It's likely that they may be playing a bigger battleground right now, rather than Tomb of the Spider Queen or Dragonshire. We'll just have to see how teams evolve around here. And it's important to note that in the best of 3, playing a battleground that you're very comfortable with, it's a huge privilege. The last time Resurgence was at Eastern Clash, I was there with them. And when we picked Inferno Shrines against L5, what Noblesse did was good. That's what one would. And we lost in under 7 minutes. So.
I remember that. I remember that series. We saw you in the booth. You were looking good. I was casting Eastern Clash.
I was wondering, trust me, I didn't give any insights. This is the way the team functions. They make their own choices in life. And they chose to die in a very fashionable way. But still, just to prove the point, maps are very important, which is why teams more often than not will prioritize the second pick rather than the first pick. And we saw Resurgence picking the map this time around. They actually have same bans. Deadlykittens, nearly calling them Dragonites. Deadlykittens banning out the Braxis. Resurgence banning out Inferno Shrines. Exact same map bans. In terms of which is the first map, I think that Resurgence is going to pick it. And, man, I'm just excited. Best of 3. I hope they know not to go back into Dragonshire, but even if they do, they have actually won Dragonshire against Deadlykittens yesterday. They just need to find a way to replicate their success. Obviously, Deadlykittens has changed the draft a little bit today. You're seeing a very strong synergy between Junwoo and Confidence. Yesterday, Confidence was playing some of the range damage dealer role, like Mages, Leeming, Chromie. Today, you don't see that anymore. He's just playing support stuff like Medivh, Tassadar. And it leaves one to wonder. I still have that $1 million question. What happens if Rhaegar is banned?
That's a good point. Jinwoo is just Rhaegar. Guess what?
Rhaegar.
And that's the thing is that where do you try and punch a hole into what Deadlykittens is doing? Do you just feel comfortable going into it? Were your nerves a factor in the first series? Have you come down from that high of just being tense? Now, it could be said on the other side. Deadlykittens, you've looked good 2 series in. You've just been cleaning house. But we just had a break. We reset. We go back in. It's all on the line now. There is no escaping the pressure that will come from qualifying. You hear the words BlizzCon, the word BlizzCon. The prestige of not just making it mid-season brawl is great. It's the biggest tournament outside of BlizzCon, but BlizzCon is bigger and badder than it's ever been before. Our league regions will have 3 representatives coming, which means that the stakes are even higher. The tournament is bigger. It is the biggest tournament Heroes of the Storm has ever had.
In the whole year.
You are playing for that spot right now. That's what you got to keep in the back of your mind, store it away, and focus what's in front of you.
I like to think of it as taking it one game at a time, taking it one map at a time, and focusing on what you can play rather than playing something that you cannot play. And that's why I have that $1 million question on Jinwoo, because we've only seen play one hero. What happens if that's gone? It's a big question. That said, we're now in a rubber set, and we are facing a very, very big tournament, very big prize. Along the way, I think that we're very glad that you're joining us tonight to watch this, for sure, and for your tremendous support for Southeast Asian scene. We've had 4 seasons of qualifier. Me and Jay have been doing this the entire year. Once every 2 months, we have a little bit of a catch-up here, and many things have happened this year. This is the final conclusion for 2017. It's Resurgence, Deadlykittens. Who is the better team?
All on the line here. I'm excited for this to get underway, and we'll have that for you guys here momentarily as we get everybody in and ready. And again, we're trying to figure out. I think we're about to get notification on the map pick there. I want to see what Resurgence feels comfortable with. They were the ones that picked Tomb of the Spider Queen. I talked about how Deadlykittens was no slouch on that. They had the amazing game against MVP Black just about a month ago at Eastern Clash number 2. That might have even been like 3 weeks ago. Of course, different roster, but the core part of that, very comfortable on that. We saw them pick Deadlykittens pick Dragonshire in game 1. A lot of that seems to be in their favor. So where does Resurgence want to take them?
Resurgence, couple of options. Battlefield of Eternity. We've seen them play that map before. We've seen them play a Cursed Hollow. I just hope it's not Dragonshire, because it's probably a big statement here that RSG is trying to make. And even the admin saying
we
that
just got trolled.
Dragonshire, but it's not. We're just okay. Cursed Hollow.
Cursed Hollow.
Cursed Hollow.
Makes a lot more sense, I think. Definitely not Dragonshire, but Resurgence picking Cursed Hollow. Definitely, I think, take away from that. But as much as I talked about it already in the previous part, if you missed it, Deadlykittens, when I talked to them a month ago, playing all through July, their entire focus on scrims leading up to the Eastern Clash number 2 was trying to be a better macro-focused team, try and get stronger, making better calls in conjunction with Mur and Zaze on their team. Didn't work out the way that they wanted it. Still prioritizing a lot. If we go back to that Infernal game in the 2 series ago, not clearing the minion wave, creating the opportunity for the pick, things like that are things that you evolve over time. And it's next level play that we're seeing here in the second day here for Deadlykittens. I wonder if they got any more tricks up their sleeve. We haven't seen the Dahaka yet, but Cursed Hollow definitely opens that up, especially the likes of Falstad. We've seen Brightwing prioritized a couple times on the side of Resurgence. Maybe they've got some things that they want to put out there as well.
I think that it's likely we're going to see very different strategy from RSG right here. In the qualifiers, they ran very interesting strategies with Zagara, with Cho'Gall.
I'm cool with the Zagara.
I don't know if this is going to be the same case, but RSG has been a fun team. Regardless of how you look at it, they're a bunch of friends, and the rosters change throughout the seasons, but the core team still stands. And Zappy, we remember in the last season where when Mur and Zaze were playing for Deadlykittens, one particular hero has been banned the entire tournament against RSG. Do you remember what that is?
I could cheat
okay.
and go back.
I'll just give you the answer. It's the Zeratul.
The Zeratul. That is something that has fallen off in our current meta pretty significantly, but Babel, it is time. Deadlykittens, Resurgence, the rubber match. It's all on the line here for BlizzCon. We're going to see game number 1 in our rubber match. We're going to see Zeratul, Cursed Hollow, would be a pretty good way to go about it.
I think it's about playing the heroes that they're comfortable with at this point. Once again, nice to see that the admins have also done the beautiful job of switching the sites for Deadlykittens to be on the left and Resurgence on the right. Robber set. Here we go. And
Keep
Snap
it
Oral ban.
Here comes Genji.
Are we going to see a Genji
or
ban?
will they let it through?
I think they may.
Just go Tyrael Greymane for yourself right off the bat.
Yeah. You may want to ban Tassadar or Rhaegar. I know it's a waste, but, Jinwoo. I want to see you play something else.
Good luck.
Good luck, yeah. Couple of other options include Uther. We've seen that as well. Lunara.
Ooh.
All right, Genji. Gonna see a Snap Genji pick. And SJ has been waiting his entire time to play this particular hero against Resurgence. Opportunity is right there. Jay How?
The scary thing is that if you do go Genji, you give up the potential Greymane Uther, because there's no way Uther's making it back over on the side of Deadlykittens to have the Divine Shield Dragon Blade. There's no way that's going to happen. So you're potentially going to be giving up the Uther. Again, you're comfortable with the Rhaegar. In Korea, they've been heavily prioritizing when they do run Genji with the Rhaegar, which actually fits into Deadlykittens' style so far with Jin Woo on that hero. So they've got to be considering Tassadar, if not the Genji, but there's so much Deadlykittens could go with, and just let Resurgence see if they're comfortable with the Genji.
Tassadar. Resurgence. Well, they're going to pick up the Genji here. I think that it's time for a change. It's time to draft outside the box, and we got Tassadar getting picked. Once again, I do believe it's going to be Confidence Hero. He's been playing Tassadar, Medivh.
Oh, yeah.
Likely the utility slot there for Deadlykittens, and it's going to be an Illidan Tyrael. We've talked about this before a couple of times, why we don't like the Illidan first pick. And the main reason for that is because it unlocks a lot of potential for counters on the side of Deadlykittens. But they will go Illidan regardless, and Deadlykittens now thinking if they want to do that Genji Uther, which they can perfectly do so.
Yeah, the Uther would be good, obviously, as a counter to Illidan, but you got to start to think about, will they prioritize the Arthas? If not, you can expect Resurgence to ban that out. But going into a dive composition with a Tyrael, Illidan, it's the one time, depending on the composition, that you could ask yourself, will we go old school Judgment Hunt? I doubt it, but if the composition is right,
I think so. Likely.
the potential's there.
Likely. They need that Uther, man. I'm saying it. They need that Uther. ATC Rhaegar. Jinwoo only plays Rhaegar. Alright. No. His hero pool is only one hero. Rhaegar. And they will even pick Rhaegar so early on just to secure the Rhaegar for Jinwoo. It's a glaring trend, and I'm surprised Resurgence hasn't or doesn't want to work around that. But we're going to see the same ETC again.
ETC is there. Good control. You can go block party to deal with some of the auto attacks coming out from Illidan to apply that to your team. But furthermore, you got to expect Deadlykittens will be banning out the Uther, and we've seen a lot of priority onto the Brightwing on the side of Resurgence. But if I think about Zappy, I think that Brightwing might not be here. Zappy might be on the Illidan. I don't know. It's something that in the past I remember he's been on kind of these really aggressive heroes, but you know they've changed. They've got the different roles going for them right now. So we'll see as the draft unfolds.
Malthild banned. They're not going to play Malthild. They don't want to give it over to Deadlykittens. The site, very likely the Uther ban, Abathur ban.
I kind of like it.
Yeah.
I kind of like it.
Big map. You've got Illidan on that side. If they do take away the Abathur, we still have got the Uther for Resurgence as well as the Brightwing. 3 hotly contested picks here. 3 very different results in the draft. Would you pick any one of the 3? Assuming you're drafting right now.
Any one of which 3?
Abathur, Uther, Brightwing. Which would you ban?
Oh. If you're willing to deal with the Uther, maybe we'll see double warrior, double support. Get a new Brack in there to deal with that. I doubt it, but Uther letting it through. I'm okay with the Abathur ban. The Hunt will likely be the pickup for your global. You keep the global control of Abathur off the map. Maybe you're opting to go something into that. I don't know if we'll see Dahaka. It's with ETC Tassadar, you kind of go into the single target or single DPS that you would see if you opted to go Dahaka, which isn't bad. But we are talking about Innovator's hero, which does favor the melee. And Vala Uther.
First time I'm not seeing a Zul'jin outside of Resurgence for the right-click hero. When it's available, it was Greymane previously, but here, Deadlykittens can easily go for comfort picks with the Greymane. I don't think they need to pick the Uther. The only reason why they're picking the Uther could be they're trying to hide the last pick. Alternatively, it could also be because they probably want to flex the last pick because you don't expect triple support on the side of Deadlykittens anyway. Here, for me, it has to be the Greymane. I'm looking at a Greymane. I'm looking at potential melee assassin.
The Greymane can trade into an Illidan, especially when it's in Worgen form. The Beast going. there's got to be something else here. Maybe they just go double warrior and hit the Arthas here and just have that ultimate frontline control. There's no high priority targets outside of Rhaegar in terms of getting onto them and doing that damage. Arthas gives you that attack speed slow. Interesting.
All right. So opting for burst damage on the Li Ming. They know that if Resurgence goes for secondary support, it will be the Brightwing, and if they know that it's a Brightwing, then the anti-burst is not that strong. You are forced to use Divine Shield to keep on target safe. That's the beautiful thing about having Tassadar on your side, is that you have that to work with. On the flip side, Resurgence may also be playing a Medivh. I think Medivh will also help with the anti-burst. But you got to think about that Li Ming. You got to think about Anubarak. Would Anubarak look good here?
I'm going to go with no on this one. I mean, it gives you some control. Yeah, I mean, Disintegrate's there. You've got the spell armor. I feel like, oh man, this is a tough call. I feel like they're going to succumb to the Brightwing. I really feel like they're just going to fall back to the Brightwing. You get that spell armor off of your Pixie Dust, the deal with the Li Ming. They do opt for the Brightwing. It gives them the global, technically double global with Illidan post 10. But the Pixie Dust there, getting that spell armor, I think, timing of that is going to be very important to deal with that. If the Illidan's engaging, maybe you don't have Sanctification, maybe it's before that, maybe it's somewhere in the middle of a fight. You got to be very, very careful with timing when you hit that spell armor for the Illidan engage, for the potential Li Ming combo into the Calamity. If the Calamity, you don't get the reset, you get that Pixie Dust applied appropriately. Maybe you go bouncing Pixie Dust later. I mean, there's bouncy.
Reminds me
I
of
mean,
Keely, man. 2015 Blizzcon. Bouncy dust.
Bouncy dust. But that's the thing, is that there's a lot of things that could really come into play, especially when we talk about talents going into this game.
Yeah. I think that it's a big battleground. You got Illidan. He is traditionally very strong on a map like Cursed Hollow. We've seen Playstorm yesterday play against Deadlykittens. They nearly won that game, if not for the unnecessary Quattro. And very dominating early game as well, being played by Playstorm. You have to wonder if Resurgence has got similar strategy. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, the rubber set grand finals of the Southeast Asian Road to BlizzCon. In the blue corner, we got Deadlykittens. Confidence going to be playing as the Tesla Stronger onto the ETC. And if there will be the Sonya, Jinwoo on his classic one-trick Rhaegar. And we also got NSJ. He'll be playing as the Li Ming.
Savage. But on the right side in red will be Capricorn on the Brightwing, not the Zappy. As Zappy will be on the Illidan, as I expected. Zesson on Vala, Yu Yang Ontario one more time. And Meow Pork on the Uther.
Get a split going to happen here. Very strong emphasis from Resurgence in the bottom lane. NSJ, he plays Li Ming very well. He is, after all, the main damage dealer of Deadlykittens. Definitely missing Zace right now, I have to tell you that. He was the other half of this recipe for disaster. Confidence, taking a bit of a beating. Endeavor going to try and pull back right there. But the Sonic Storm doing a lot of work. And here comes Zappy. Endeavor looking to go down. They've got an instant Polymorph Shield going in as well. Will Zappy make the dive? And it seems like he will. Last 2-3 hits and Zappy. Oh.
Everything about that was pretty well done by Resurgence. They were really close to getting that, but the very well timed first polymorph onto the Whirlwind. Very nicely timed, and Confidence eating the center damage of that Lunar Flare in that bush. They were able to hold on to that fort, or the tower, I believe.
Here's SN, going to try and right-click a little bit there. We'll be okay. Surprised to not see a Greymane in this matchup, but it wasn't banned, right? It wasn't banned, wasn't picked. Just
Not
slipped
banned.
right through.
That's the thing, is that with that composition, other than Vala, I mean, think about the dive composition of a Greymane, Illidan, Tyrael, Uther. Would have been pretty terrifying, but opting for the safe call onto that Vala, as we see Innovator and Confidence trying to hold it against Zappy and Capricorn here in the top lane.
Right. So far, very even game as the Warriors duke it out in the mid lane and top lane. A little bit of an exchange going on. Bottom side, though, SN already going to work on the towers as NSJ tries his best to apply some form of damage onto Vala. Vala very squishy, though.
Yeah, Jinwoo, I think, hearthed back there to make sure he had mana ready for the for the first tribute phase. Interval between 2 minutes 15 seconds, 2 minutes and 45 seconds, so you will get that notification. So we'll see as we see Sonya on the left side of the minimap getting the siege camp for Deadlykittens, and conversely on the right side, Resurgence doing the same.
They invested 2 heroes here, Zappy, along with the Uther. To get some extra value. Jinwoo goes in for the bite, and Zessen with the sidestep of all skill shots possible. Meow Pork with matching Mound, looking so good. Check out my matching pipes.
Top or bottom will be the spawn in the middle here, and we're going to see who's going to get more value. Again, you've got the global on top of Brightwing that can deal with the siege giants that will be pushing. So we'll see if Deadlykittens wants to commit to the defense or whether Sonya will stay top and try and go. But Stronger finds a little bit of a party here with Zappy and Yu Yang.
All right, they still go in. A little bit of a sidestep going on. Zess ain't going to be okay. Meowpoke misses the heal. Goes in for the Q. As Sonya does not rotate down to the bottom, Brightwing's going to be at the top lane, and there is the Siege Giants right here, trying to apply some form of pressure. It's going to get obliterated. And Ever swings by, looking for a bit of a good wall, as Jinwoo gets cancelled by Meowpog's W. And Brightwing's still not going to come in. They're just going to soak it out, play a slow game.
I think that's a good call. You know, clear up that Siege Giant. You don't want to overcommit to the first tribute. Yes, it's got some value, but it's not the end-all, be-all. You give that up. You don't give up too much soak, and you actually come out with a slight lead in terms of experience. Nothing significant, but I like the safe, cautious approach. Not willing to early commit.
SN going to be able to try and play safe. Pork with a bit of a stun in the bush. As NSJ. Okay, they're going to see each other there. He knows he's there. When he walked into the bush, you can actually see what's outside the bush. Meowpoke should have realized that. Ups to pullback.
Hand of Protection. Uther's version of Cleanse, as well as the Cleanse from Brightwing to try and deal with the potential Mosh Pit. And the Lockdown. I mean, outside of that, you got the Power Slide, you got the Mosh Pit. That's your hard CC in terms of what we're going to see. But the Tribute, top left here, as Enniver finds Zappy, and Sonya, pretty good counter towards the Illidan.
Zappy dropping so low. As Confidence channels up a second Tribute. Capricorn looking for the Arcane Flare, gets it off. Yu Yang swings by, throws out the Eldruin's Might. Stronger takes a bit of a damage from Vala. Yu Yang goes in a little bit too deep. There goes the stun. The Clan's coming out as well. Arcane up does not connect. Zappy swings back in for round 2. And Capricorn needs to land the Arcane Flare. He gets it off on to the channeling Tassadar. Zappy pulls back out, and they get a bit of a range shield from Uther. But again, Confidence with the channel, and Zessen just poking away to stun onto the Vala. Vala in a bit of a bad spot there as Jinwoo goes in for the bite, and Enniver dropping a little bit of HP. Zappy having to pull back out once more, and Enniver goes in. Great shield. Yu Yang on the other side. A bit of a shield coming in. Meowpoke pops him a bit of a charity heal.
Nicely done. Yu Yang still not quite out. The magic missiles are going to land. The slow.
He's
the
got
nice
another
stun
shield.
over.
He's got another shield. Yeah, it's going to be okay.
NSJ landing all the skill shots, but Yu Yang, by the skin of his teeth, gets out of there.
And we are looking at a 1-level lead for Deadlykittens. Good, impressive damage from Vala so far, 15,000, although it's just 6 minutes in, but unfortunately a bit of a mispositioning. This is the power of ETC. When you have that kind of lockdown, kind of crowd control against a hero like Vala, you got to play very, very carefully. Yes, you can get the damage out, but still, survival means more.
And here's the thing, is that there's now the level 10 power play, in that the Tribute, because we had one bottom middle and top left, it could be on the top right or bottom right, so we'll see here momentarily, but the potential Curse going over, nice Space Melt, isolating Capricorn. The wall is down, so they're passing right through here. The Polymorph is not enough, and that's another kill. 4 kills to 0 for Deadlykittens. Level 10 here momentarily, and a Tribute should be spawning momentarily as well.
Right, Tribute coming up, and just a bit stronger. Going to be able to just threaten the top area here with the Siege Giants pushing. Yu Yang's going to have to clear this one out, or a lot of damage going to be inflicted onto the core. But even if it doesn't, the Tribute will make sure that the curse will happen. Yep, the boss is going to come in here. Top lane aggression from Deadlykittens.
And this was what I think they were waiting for, to see where the tribute would spawn, knowing that it had the potential to be top right or bottom right based on the tribute spawn order. Now they're going to have a boss plus a curse. Zappy's going to delay at least for the moment. Yu Yang's going to discover that a boss is being picked up, and he's noping on out about as fast as he got there.
Now Pog buying themselves a little bit more time. But will not be effective, as the bottom lane will have a little bit extra damage. It's going to be quite hard to push when you have got Curse against you. And the boss here is going to go straight to the keep on the top lane.
The hunt was used. I believe we have some action going on in the back here as Ancestral's been used onto NSJ. He's going to go ahead and teleport on out of there. The rest of the team making their way over if a defense was needed. Instead, they're going to go ahead and continue to push with this boss, Babel.
All right, boss top lane. They're finally level 10 on the side of Resurgence. They still can take a fight if they want to. No Judgment Hunt combo. Just going to be the Sanctification. And Melpok here going to have to play safe because this boss is still full HP as it marches on to the top keep.
Yeah, but you got to be careful. We saw them overcommit on Tomb of the Spider Queen. This is one of the times where they can take this. I don't think they have the siege potential to end as we see the Rain of Vengeance in return. Stronger might try and see if he can get a good mosh pit going. That's 2 charges that are down. Stronger's going to look. They're already onto the core. They are receiving no resistance, but the mosh pit is out.
And the Emerald Wind not being used. Zes again with the right clicks there. This could be game already as Deadlykittens knocks onto the core, and I think it is. Quick 8 minutes work.
Did not expect the game to end in this fashion. That is a drastic ending. As they played the 9-10 game, we had level 10 picked up on the side
of Resurgence.
They had double cleanse, sanctification, divine shield. As we take a look at the replay here, the hunt is down, but you've got Emerald Wind, sanctification, divine shield. And I talked about Stronger's going to look for that one play. Both charges of Rain of Vengeance went down, so Stronger has high priority. Meowpork never uses Divine Shield, ends up walking into the mosh pit, and NSJ's reset City on Li Ming after that. That is a surprising ending for Deadlykittens.
Very nicely done. 8 minutes, 35 seconds, 7 kills to 0. Resurgence, man, they are down to the last chance.
I can only say that's got to be nerves or pressure or something like that. You have so many tools. And that's the thing is, in Stronger's mind, he's looking for CC options that are going out. Is the Polymorph out? Is Rain of Vengeance out? And the minute that second Rain of Vengeance charge went out, now all of a sudden Vala, who's isolated down. You could take a look at that replay and dissect it 100 different ways. But Vala is on the bottom side, on the left side of the core there, just sitting there. 2 Rain of Vengeance charges went out. And it's like, all right, there's one potential option that's gone. And you got in clutch mosh pit, Meowpork trying to decide, who do I Divine Shield? Didn't commit, thinking Sanctification might come out. The minute he comes out of that, instead, NSJ, Li Ming, one big combo and a calamity, and it's all downhill from there, and there's no recovering from
You're right. They had so many tools. One cleanse, even just a cleanse on Tyrael would have ensured that you could land the Sanctification. Or cleanse Meowpork.
Divine Shield Tyrael.
Cleanse the Brightwing.
Anybody.
Emerald Wind.
You have double cleanse, sanctification, divine shield. You divine shield the Tyrael. He's like, all right, now I get to press R, and then everybody's safe, and you defend. That is surprisingly
bad.
Yeah, I don't want to be too harsh, but you got to think that at that point, I talked in the previous game, is that sometimes you make the overly safe plays because you don't want to mess up on such a huge platform. That time, but that was on the side of Deadlykittens. We saw the short range portals from Medivh. This time, Meowpork just press R, man. Just press R, and that probably there's no way, because they soaked 10 as that curse started. There's no way they should have lost that game. At least at that moment. Not lost the game, but lost the game at that moment.
Lost the fight at that moment. It's almost impossible. That's it. Mistakes were made, and we are now 1-0 in favor for Deadlykittens, as they are almost
one game away, Babel.
Reaching Blizzcon.
One game away, as Deadlykittens does have the map pick going forward. We're going to find out what that is here in just a moment. Do you think it's going to be Dragonshire?
I think this is the best chance. Best chance to bring them back to Dragonshire. RSG looks to be a little bit broken right now. You pressure on. Don't relent. Don't let them breathe. Go in there, pick up the Dragonshire, see what your response is going to be like. It's interesting. Yeah, it's Dragonshire. We got the confirmation not from the admins. How do you feel right now, knowing that Deadlykittens is on the roll? They're playing a map that they're very confident and comfortable with. Resurgence fell flat in the last game. I think even if you look at the first 2 games, they were not performing on this level as this last game. So how do you feel going forward, knowing that potentially this will be the shortest rubber set grand finals match 2020?
I look back to recent history, and I see that Dragonshire was our first map of the grand final series before the rubber match. Deadlykittens won. Pretty good game. I look back yesterday, Deadlykittens, Dragonshire, Resurgence won. So I don't think it's out of the question that Resurgence can take this. But what we've seen from Resurgence through the first 3 games looks like a team trying to figure it out. And it looks like Deadlykittens. Looks like a team that's like, look, we recognized our mistakes yesterday. We know what to do to fix them. And a lot of it is finding ways with Stronger making so many plays on that front line, to Innoveer making plays at the right time on the Leoric in the last game, to let's make sure that no matter what we pick, NSJ's on a hero that can thrive because they make the plays to set him up, and that's why he looks so good. Whether it's the Lunara, Greymane, and in this case, Li Ming, he is looking really good throughout the day-to-day.
Exactly. Also, Dragonshire, Genji map. NSJ plays the Genji.
Who do you ban?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Tassadar seems a very comfortable pick for confidence at this point. So, but with Deadlykittens, getting the map pick means that first pick will be on the side of Resurgence, who have prioritized Tassadar, and Deadlykittens has been okay giving that over to them because they get to pick up what they want.
Yeah. It's possibly the last game of the year, Jay Hao. I have to say, it's going to be a good conclusion.
I mean, we've had it no other way outside of one, and they're going to be throwing down. We're just about ready to go into our game.
Let's see if we have an opportunity to cast one more. But let's see. Resurgence, Deadlykittens on Dragonshire. Odds are kind of stacked against Resurgence right now. But I believe that they are I know these players, right? They are a bunch of people who, regardless of the result, they're happy getting second place. Forever. Forever happy getting second place. It's about the fact that this feels a little bit more painful than any other tournament because they were so close to getting it. The other time was, even when they won the first DK in the first season, it was in the rubber set where they were on top, but they dominated in the second series. The second time in the mid-season brawl, where the full original, Resurgence draws the plate, they also brought Deadlykittens to a second set before falling flat 2-0.
That's true.
Here, this is the first time Resurgence actually has the advantage and has thrown it away. Okay, first Eastern Clash qualifier, they threw it away as well, but they came back 2-0. Here, in a rubber set, you're down 1 game. So this is not the worst performing grand finals for Resurgence.
Still remember the Towers of Doom game. Yeah. Absolute bananas ending as we do head into our second game of the rubber match here. Deadlykittens up 1-0, heading over to Dragonshire.
Okay, Resurgence with the first pick. They are a little bit confused right now. Genji, Greymane, Lunara. Okay, no Genji. Gonna stick to what they know. Remove that Genji. Deadlykittens not gonna make the same mistake, giving them the Oriole. It's the one ban Deadlykittens has against Resurgence the entire day. Snap pick Tassadar.
Okay.
Tiro Greymane.
Tiro Greymane looks real appealing here for Deadlykittens.
Standard draft. No changes there. Resurgence. Did they want to go Zul'jin again? Are we just looking at what happened earlier? Maybe a reset of the game just now?
It was Uther Zul'jin in this rotation in the series earlier. And yesterday,
Oh. We've had a disconnect midway through that
we'll remake the lobby.
as the captain has left the lobby.
Yesterday was they had a first pick Ariel though, and it was a Tyrael Malthael. Wouldn't be surprised if we do see Malthael coming to contention, whether a pick or ban for either team.
I think they should. They should pick Malthael here. The problem with the first draft on Dragon Char in the first set was going for the Zul'jin. The over priority on Zul'jin, I feel, came to bite them back. They should have gone for a more consistent hero like Malthael, but it ended up on the other side, which meant that they had to play Thrall against Malthael, which traditionally, if you think about it, Thrall should win the lane. But it's actually kind of close. It's kind of like 55-45 kind of percentage, and it depends on play. We saw a bit of a roam up to the top lane. If you're wondering where I'm pulling this all out, it's from memory. We saw Medivh go up to the top lane, picked off the Thrall, and Thrall died there. No one went back up to soak the lane. They lost the early game advantage, and it went downhill from there. So, my bet would be it's not going to be a Zul'jin. If anything, they're going with Uther. Oh, draft again. It's going to be Uther as well as Malthael. If they really care about Zul'jin, maybe let the Uther go. But without the Oriel.
I got a feeling the next band's going to be Ariel.
Oh, man.
Call me crazy.
We look really good now, J-How. For people who just tune in, it's going to be Tassadar. Tyrael Greymane. Or maybe we're going to change things a little bit. Go Tyrael.
They snap lock Tassadar the first go round faster than they did the second. All right, there we go. Now, here we go. This is where we left off. ETC pickup and Lunara.
Okay, we're going to play Deadlykittens game here by picking off heroes that they would want to work with. Medivh portals were a problem last game. No ETC. There we go. You want to ban my ETC in the second ban phase? Nope. Not going to see that happen. So,
if I'm Resurgence, if I'm Deadlykittens, I'm considering an Uther ban here, because if I'm Deadlykittens, I'm expecting the unexpected Rhaegar ban on the side of Resurgence, because picking the Uther into the Lunara is not that appealing unless you end up going the Medivh. But even then, Medivh is only protecting you for a little bit. That poison will persist. So
you ban the Uther.
Yeah.
You're left with Malfurion, effectively. Which, well, Twilight Dream's AoE is kind of big. You can use that as a counter against ETC.
What?
Brightwing ban. I want to see a Rhaegar ban. Please.
The Brightwing ban is not appealing to me in the slightest. Okay, the Uther ban makes a lot more sense.
Did you want to play Brightwing instead? Is it going to be a Rhaegar ban?
If I'm Resurgence, I am banning Rhaegar.
Oh,
as fast
finally!
as I possibly can.
Yes! Jin Woo!
But here's the thing for Deadlykittens. Either you're going double support with a Brightwing because you will need a cleanse or a polymorph or something to deal with the mosh pit potential of ETC. You have to have that.
If only they hurt me the first time I screamed ban Rhaegar.
It's eventually going to happen. We finally got it.
This is the proof that Jinwoo is a one-trick pony, or not. We'll see.
But that's the thing, is that, so you run into a couple of traps here, is that for Resurgence, Deadlykittens obviously I think needs to pick up their support here, whether it's the Kharazim, whether it's the Malfurion, and again, those heroes, they don't have the cleanse. And that's why I think that Brightwing might just fit into their double support here. Maybe...
they're hating the fact that they banned Uther now.
We haven't seen Stukov yet. Stukov might be...
possible, but no cleanse. Okay, they go for Brightwing. Malfurion. Okay.
Just take away...
all the supports.
Take away all the supports. Now you're left with Kharazim,
which we've seen Zappy play.
Stukov, and Morales. And the thing about all of those is that Stukov is good in his own right. 16-second cooldown on his bio kill switch. which if you're observing there, if you're stronger in the front line, the minute you see that go down, you realize that they don't have a burst heal for a long time. And so you can dive with the Tyrael Greymane. Same thing can be said for the Kharazim. No cleanse available, has good AoE heals, but doesn't have good single target heals. Lieutenant Morales, susceptible to dive. And so the support game...
Oh, maybe we're going to see Judgment this game.
I mean, if there's a Morales, there's a very good case for Judgment.
I'm going to be careful about the ETC regardless, and... Whew. This is going to be interesting now. Resurgence, they must have planned for either the Brightwing or the Malfurion. It's going to be the Malthael. Morales. All right. Playing it safer. Last pick, Illidan. No range damage dealer. My bad.
Hit me with the... I mean, you've got Greymane. I mean, you could hit me with the Dahaka here, and I'd be okay with that. Use that to flank Morales, especially late game. I mean, what do you do without a Morales healing you? And you've got a Greymane and Tyrael right in your face. There's almost nothing you can do. Malthael can survive. I mean, maybe you've got the ETC Mosh Pit that can kind of clutch it out.
Man.
This is a big call here for Deadlykittens. It could, you've got to have a solo laner. I don't think you want to go solo lane Brightwing. That's not your thing. Greymane and Tyrael can be solo laners, but they're not optimal. We could see the Leoric again. Just entomb a bunch of heroes that can't get out of there.
Okay, 10 seconds remaining. Last pick, Leoric. Okay, so still going to play the zoning game. Very, very decent. I don't think that there is any... Well, generally with Leoric, you want to make sure that the Entomb connects on immobile targets. You don't want to connect it on the Malthael. You want to make sure you wall in the Lunara. There's also Morales, so there's two very good targets there for a case for Leoric. And we've seen the way Endeavor played Leoric, very impressive. They've also got some good globals on that side compared against Resurgence, who's got practically no mobility. A global Lunara, it's a little slow. Still, I'm thinking that Deadlykittens here, they have adapted the draft pretty well. But my question here is, Jinwoo without Rhaegar, is he better or worse than day one?
We're going to find out. I can't help but look at Resurgence's draft. Dots, dots, and more dots. Because you can scream out more dots all day. Tassadar, we'll see what he goes into. You got to expect the auto attack build, but it's game number 2. We'll see if they can get that instant kill of the ETC Mosh Pit that will potentially be coming. It is going to be Deadlykittens here in blue, trying to book their ticket to Blizzcon, as we're going to have confidence onto the Brightwing, stronger on Tyrael, Jinwoo on the Malfurion, NSJ on Greymane, and Inavir on the Leoric.
And on the red side, Resurgence. We do have Capricorn playing as a Tassadar Zappy onto the Lunara, Yu Yang on the ETC, Zesn will be the Malthael, and Meow Park will be playing the Morales.
Already going into a slightly different Brightwing build. And this is one that, it's something that I've seen very rarely. Dream Shot at 1, going the cooldown reduction at level 7 to get the cooldown on your healing. I doubt that'll be the case because you need the Pixie Dust, so we'll see as this goes out. So we can see the wave clear already coming in. Inavir and team posturing up directly in the middle, putting their foot down, Babel, saying, come at us.
Right. Still see Yu Yang holding all the skill shots there, not really doing much of anything. And Lunara doing the bottom lane rotation already. Yu Yang now clearing up the mid lane, will join up with the rest of the team in the bottom, but still we've got some really good lane clear coming up from Deadlykittens side. There we have the power slide. Jinwoo now a little bit of a trouble. Malfurion gonna be able to run back out stronger. Also pulling back Capricorn. Took too much damage there from just the cocktail.
Cocktail definitely in full effect. Stronger in team. They're going to see the 1-4 split. And, you know, Leoric versus Malthael is an interesting case in the top lane we'll keep an eye out of. If you look at the health bars, though, Leoric seems to be losing that. We'll see if Brightwing. I talked about it in the earlier set. We saw a weird split, but I want to see Confidence make use of that global, try and go up there and turn the tides in the top lane.
Right. Top lane, we got Leoric up against Malthael. Yu Yang in the mid lane doing a pretty good job holding out the front. And if we're trying to clear the lane just so he can go for a little bit of a help there. Meanwhile, Confidence already going up to the top lane as Zesn is being forced to pull back. But what? Tyrael is going to try and stop the summoning of the Dragon Knight. As Capricorn swings by, Is he going to get punished? Does not have Eldruins, and it's going to be okay.
Everything about Resurgence's draft says AoE damage or damage over time, because we're seeing Cyan Fusion picked up, which will make a bigger Psy Storm and a more impactful Psy Storm as you complete the 2-part quest there. Lunara damage, it's so surprising to me. I just hope that they think that the damage over time against passive AoE heals from Brightwing, the short cooldown heals of Malfurion, I think it's going to be tough in some of these long sustained fights to get the impact that they wanted.
And top lane, we still see the Shrine turn blue here as Yu Yang applies a lot of pressure with the help of Capricorn in the mid lane. This lane is going to get pushed out pretty hard against Ethereal.
It is, and we see the early rotations as ETC just kind of mans that. The roots, though, onto Zap. He's going to try and walk away, but NSJ taking a lot of damage. I don't think he's going to make it out of there. The disengage is going to be there.
Oh, last hit, and he gets the kill. Meanwhile, top lane, though, Confidence did help pick off the Malthiel, so they're going to have one extra lane to worry about here for Resurgence as Zess and takes the fall.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking about. They used the Brightwing. They shifted up there. They changed the 1-on-1 to a 2-on-1. Nicely done. Royal Focus coming up from Leoric. I guess it's just to kind of hang out in that lane. I don't know if we'll see Lingering Apparition this go-around, but definitely something that you can use in the solo lane. Just kind of walk around a little bit in Wraith form. See how it plays out as this game goes on.
Okay, 3 members back to the bottom side as Confidence is here. He's been making some good plays today. And we do have Malthiel up against Leoric 1-on-1 on the top side. Leoric's probably going to be okay. Does not have a HP deep here. Bottom side still fairly even as the damage does go by ETC going in. And we have Tyrael at the mid lane just buying a lot of time. Malpork looking for the channel there.
Looking for the channel. Innovator going to stay on point until they recapture the magic there as we've got ourselves
another pause.
We're going to figure out what's going on there. We've had a few connection issues. We're going to find out what it is. I think it's okay. I think it was just a momentary glitch in the matrix here.
I think someone's mom just said hi.
Hi, Mom.
Can you please have dinner now? Oh, something like that. All right, so we're back into the game as the Shrine turns blue for the first time. And bottom side, Meowpark's here to just heal up a little bit. They have the siege camp pushing. Capricorn going to try and wrestle with control of the Shrine in the bottom lane, but going to be very careful, though. He is a little bit greedy. And the root does not connect.
Both Shrines temporarily being captured here by Deadlykittens. They're going to hold on, and this is where Zappy really starts to do the damage with Splintered Spear. You're going to see that spread around. See how this plays out here with just the Malfurion there. But once Brightwing joins the fight, obviously a lot better.
All right, top lane Brightwing against Malthiel. Should be a pretty easy lane there for Malthiel to win. However, in this area, Yu Yang not really able to do much of anything. Bottom lane pressure still must carry on as they do have the double support coming up from Resurgence, and they will do their best to make sure that continues. For Yu Yang and the mid lane just trying to hold off the aggression. Top lane, once again, it is going to be the Leoric against Malthiel as Malthiel drops a chuck of HP right there. We'll be okay. Swing does not connect.
Doesn't connect. And, you know, I started to think about this a little bit more. Lingering Apparition might actually be the go-to to allow you to get to that backline onto the Morales for the Entomb post 10. As we see the roots, the polymorph onto Meowpork trying to walk away onto the Morales. Susceptible to that dive. NSJ confirms the kill.
The question of using the shield a little bit too early on for Capricorn onto Zappy. Priority targets there. Meowpork positioning was not the best. Should just play a little bit safer. Meanwhile, mid lane now, the Shrine turns blue as Resurgence struggles to control the bottom side as well as the top side.
Lieutenant Morales back on the battlefield for the moment. Leoric is harassing Malthiel in that top lane, just completely controlling. Innovator showing his experience on this hero.
Oh,
Dragonite picked up in the meantime.
All because they lost Morales in the bottom lane, and Yu Yang now having to pull back. Cocktail doing a lot of work against the ETC. He's going to have to try and go back once more. The welts will go down as Stronger does charge against Meowpork. And Yu Yang is in a bit of a precarious situation. Cocktail connects, but he's going to be able to heal back up a little bit. Stronger now, instead of opting for 2 welts, is going to go for a 4th. Leoric top lane does go down. And in the meantime, also, you see the Brightwing with the Emerald Wind coming in. Zessen dropping a little bit of HP. Meowpoke with the grenade.
Oh, man.
That's about it.
Zessen close to falling there. Inavir should be back alive momentarily. See if we get the counter engage. That's not the most impactful Dragon Knight we've seen from Deadlykittens, as the mid port took some damage. The wall is down. Stronger, however, is on Tyrael. He should be okay, but Zappy on his way down forced a leaping strike to safety, but Greymane going in. NSJ is getting all over Resurgence. He wants more. Lingering Apparition. Inavir, they're getting the slow. Yu Yang has nowhere to go.
It's buying time.
Gonna lock in ETC.
It's buying time. Oh, unfortunately.
I think that's actually a good thing. Yeah. I think getting that mosh pit there without the leaping strike Lunara, your single target damage is nil. Probably a safe bet to hold on to that.
All right. That's it. So far, kill count 4-2, and Deadlykittens once again proving that they have better control of the map. They did take down the structures in the mid lane. Not a big deal, but the well is gone. That is the bigger deal.
Stretching the lead a little bit is Deadlykittens here as we take a look at some of the questing talent updates. A lot of these take a little bit to complete, especially the Tassadar one. He's about 3/4 of the way to getting that extra damage on that Psy Storm. More importantly, the cocktails that we see from NSJ, has used them so effectively on every single time he's played Greymane. 10 out of 15 should be online soon.
And we are one level down for Resurgence, as the Shrines will spawn in just a bit. Meanwhile, Deadlykittens does pick up the Night Cam and the top left, and they will also be applying a little bit extra pressure. Meowpoke going to play slightly safer here. And Leoric coming in for the Entomb, looking for it. He gets it onto the Morales. As Meowpoke's in a bit of a bad state right there. The root goes in, and the silence coming out. ETC unfortunately not able to land a mosh pit in a clutch here. Jinwoo proving once again that he can play anything.
Inavir is just no regard for human life. Capricorn forced to use, but the mosh pit's only going to capture one. Tormented Souls is out. He's going to try and do some damage as Brightwing goes down.
Confidence is gone. Enivir dropping very low, stronger. Low HP. NSJ is gone. And Zessen again goes in, applies Reaper's Mark onto. Enivir will go down. Zessen unfortunately gets rooted there by Jinwoo's extended range and a broken root.
Good turn of events there for Resurgence to turn that around. Zessen on that Malthael, seeing the effect many times throughout the last few days, and great play there. So we're going to take another look at that team fight. Capricorn, good use of Archon. Yu Yang going in, take care of business.
NSJ got stuck again. Confidence first to go down to Brightwing. Going to make sure that no Emerald win whatsoever. Zessen so full of HP there, going in, applying Reaper's Mark. I think he did connect on Stronger. Unfortunately, he did not have a Rave Strike at that moment before it expired. So close.
Speaking of close, Capricorn low health bar there, and Tyrael fell while we were taking a look at that replay as we get back to the action here live. Resurgence controlling
first
the
DK.
Shrines.
There we go. RSG going for the Dragonite.
There we go.
And a boot to the face of Greymane as Enivir is a little bit overextended here. Yu Yang taking very selective damage there. Making sure to go for the well. It's going to go directly to take down the well, as most of the members of Deadlykittens does. Really channel up the well there. Enivir pulling back in. Once again, a root on to Yu Yang as he struggles to pull back out. Going to make sure that you get maximum value off a Dragonite. Not easy to come by these days.
Not easy, but it's a lot easier to get value out of the Dragon Knight with the recent buffs. As you can see, it's getting through a lot of structures. The fire damage clearing out minions significantly easier. Now Resurgence team, they're going to siege up here in the bottom lane, at least softly, as Tassadar is going to try and clear mid lane, maximize the experience. And you know what? Who cares? Just walk right past everybody and chase me out, work away on a zebra.
30 seconds. Then we have Tormented. So I have to remind you, it's an ETC in a Dragonite. As, Malthael too far out. Got to be careful. He's able to pull back in. Leoric is gone. That can be safe for Malthael as well. Yu Yang, he is wishing he's going to be able to come back out right about now. 3 seconds remaining. Pay attention to Yu Yang's positioning now. He is an ETC mosh pit at the end, and they all pull back knowing the threat there. I'm wondering why he didn't press R. Just give up the DK. It's a free Emerald win for 1 second. At the same time, you can also go directly in with a mosh pit.
The positioning of Confidence has been very aggressive on the Brightwing play. He's not on the Tassadar this go-around. He's not on the mages that we've seen. He's not on the Medivh. And it seems this double support, they basically drafted it. And if we go to Game 3, you got to wonder if Rhaegar might be picked up before the second ban phase, as Deadlykittens seems to be struggling without that pick on their side. They're 7 kills to 8. But the last few team fights have definitely been in favor of Resurgence.
Capricorn gonna be fine. Grenade does go down there, just for preventive measures as they pick up the Siege Giants here. Already level 16 on RSG on the side of DK, needing that a little extra minion there for a level 16. So very even game compared to game number 1 of the first set.
Even game, Zessen snipping out onto the Leoric, as you can see that poison damage, the Reaper's Mark damage. So effective in these team fights, as Stronger sniffing out the other side, seeing who's there. Holy Ground goes down. Not finding anybody to lock in, but we've got ourselves a much more contested game than the last 3 that we've seen.
Capricorn dropping solo Meowpork. He knows he's going to get targeted. He's going to have to play safer. He explains his positioning, not the best. Heal up Capricorn, Stronger behind now. No more Druid Smite. That's it. Target in a little bit. The Twilight Dream coming out by ATC. Looking for the Mosh. Not going to get it off. Zessen does go down as well. Meowpork pulling back. Got to be very careful when you dive like that. And 3 members down on RSG as Zappy is pulling back once more. Leaping Strike keeps him safe from the Skeletal Swing. Man, you gotta care about a couple of things here. Silence, that's 3 seconds. Sanctification, that's another 3 seconds. You also want to care about the Emerald win. 3 things to really stop the mosh pit. Not gonna be easy.
If you don't slide and insta-lock that against this composition, you're going to see the Twilight Dream. As you can see, Yu Yang, he's walking up. He slides in, and then he stands there, the polymorph, and he's walking up thinking, I'm about to land this, but the Twilight Dream in return was what started that, and the Emerald win did not allow Zessen to continue to benefit from that Tormented Souls, so he got pushed back, and Greymane, of course, we say it again, NSJ getting the resets on that go for the throat, making plays.
And here, Deadlykittens knocking on the bottom 4, probably going to also knock on the keep there, the gates of the keep at least, as Yu Yang looks for another moment here. Unfortunately for him, there is the Sanctification as well as Emerald win online for the ETC to worry about. Not going to be easy to play the ETC this game.
Not at all. He does have his mosh pit available. Don't know if we'll see the counter engage here, as Stronger taking quite a bit of damage on that DK. Probably not going to see much more value out of this. Lunara poke, just way too much pressure to deal with. They're going to go ahead and back on out, and I think that's as much as they can look for if they stretched it to another 1-level lead.
Oh, but Tassadar in the mid lane will go down, and once more, Deadlykittens threatening the level 20 Storm Talons here. Resurgence just not up to par in the mid lane.
And the thing is that's multiple times now in 2 games where we've seen, whether it was earlier, whether it was the Tazdingo game, you have the heroics available, whether it was the Divine Palm, to keep yourself alive. But Zessen, he's willing to commit to the 4v5. The zoning Leoric entombed there, but Innover's getting
the mosh!
But the mosh pit is in, Babel.
And it connects onto 2. Jinwoo with the ice block. Zessen without Tormented Souls will go down. Yu Yang having to pull back out once more. NSJ is here. Zappy able to apply some form of a damage there, but 3 against 4. And the Ghost of Leoric trying to slow them. Got to be very careful. NSJ can always turn this around. Stronger dropping some HP there. Slows coming to effect. But without the full member of Resurgence, they're not able to really win the fight.
The zoning entomb. I'm telling you, I am so impressed with Innovator's plays that we've seen today. And we're continuing to make them. Deadlykittens led by that 3-headed Filipino team.
3-headed Hydra.
That is exactly, I mean, they are dangerous. Dangerous when they are together, and they are making it work. They find themselves 20-19. The Shrines will be spawning soon. Resurgence, however, not far off from getting 20. They find themselves in a closely contested game, as we've got 21 total kills on the scoreboard.
Very close game indeed. Resurgence now having a small window here make sure that they get a level 20. While ZSN defends the bottom lane against almost everyone on the side of Deadlykittens. Enever going to try and buy some time on the top side as mercenary camps march down here. They still need a level 20, still don't have that yet. Yu Yang Mosh Pit down for 30 seconds, which explains why Deadlykittens is adopting such an aggressive maneuver. Face Smelt being so effective to buy time as they all pull back, and the Siege Giant just throwing stones at the keep.
Scion Fusion was finished, so we saw Psionic Echo picked up, helping to clear the camps there, as well as the face melt going out. They're pinging for Capricorn, who recognizes he's got to try and deny this. The dimensional shift is there. He's got Archon. He puts the Psystorm down to at least deny the channel for the moment, but they've got a 20-19. They got to be very careful here, but they cannot risk to give up this DK inhibitor. The channel's interrupted one more time, Babel. This is a tense moment for both teams.
And you see the Sanctification coming out, ZSN pulling back. The Entomb going in, a silence onto the ETC. And we also see Melthil dropping, Capricorn popping the Archon, Yu Yang with the power slide back out. Too much has been invested right there. They don't have the 20. And right here, where it matters, it is going to be Deadlykittens with a Dragon Knight. They don't have the Brightwing though. That's the good news. However, still have the Mosh Pit there. And also no cancellation on the potential Mosh Pit. ZSN is back. He's got the last respawning thing there.
They gotta be careful. Yu Yang just got booted to the backside. That is prime potential as Leoric goes down. Confidence is going to go. The power slide's there. Jinwoo is isolated for the moment. He does not have that blink available. The root's going to hold him for at least a minute. The kick back is going to push him over, but I don't know if that's where you want it. Zappy now in all kinds of trouble. The leaping strike over onto NSJ. Then comes the mosh pit. Down goes Malfurion. All kinds of plays. I feel like so much was given, and look at this confidence. Going in on the DK on Brightwing. I don't know how he gets out of here.
He's probably going for core.
No, he's probably dead.
Yeah,
there's no way he gets out of
ZSN
here.
with the shortest boot to the face there. Comes back out. Has confidence with the Emerald win. 1, 2, 3.
He's got a Z out. All right.
Yep, there we go. He's fine. Okay, so the keep is down. And Resurgence still level 20 now. Very, very tense game for both teams. So close.
The DK in the mid lane kicked somebody directly onto NSJ, and he noped on out of there as he disengaged, and then he booted ETC behind his team, which sometimes you see the primary target was what's close in front of you, and you're trying to make a play. The positioning can be manipulated, and that DK, while it did get the keep, I think it gave a lot over to Resurgence.
Definitely. Here we also see 5 members of RSG in the mid lane. They know they need to make something happen right here, right now, as the fort will drop momentarily.
Softening up the map. While it doesn't look like much, the experience, the talent tier is even. You want to keep it on an even playing field, but it opens up potential late game win conditions. Innovator going in. He gets the Entomb onto Meowpork, but his team is isolated. Yu Yang using the face melt for the moment. Now Sanctification is being used. Look for them to dive under, but Jinwoo in all kinds of trouble. The Twilight Dream goes in. Archon is not in time. That is 3 members down. NSJ gets the resets off of that. Go for the throat. He goes in and gets the kill. And that, Babel,
should be game.
Is game.
As we have ourselves here the key last few moments. ZSN trying to make the magic work in the back line there. Buying as much time as possible. NSJ giving chase. ZSN still giving, I don't know what he's trying to do right now. NSJ going in. And probably game here as the core is severely threatened beyond belief. 30 seconds before Resurgence respawns, and Deadlykittens knocking 60% remains, and Resurgence drops clean games 4-0 to Deadlykittens. They will be your Blizzcon representatives for 2017. Once again, give it up for Deadlykittens.
Innoveer, lingering apparition, says, I'm getting on this morale. I said it in the draft, is that if you have these targets, they now become primary focused. And Innoveer walked right past everybody. And then Twilight Dream upgrade, level 20, it's been a few months since it's been around. Jinwoo was in all kinds of trouble, and he's like, what if I just use this, press R, and jump this way? and just ignore what is trying to assault me on the back line. They dove in. We're going to take another look at that because if you look on the back side, Jinwoo will actually get hit pretty hard. You can see the dive in. Tyrael's going to split. They're going to try and take down Meowpork, but Jinwoo looking very low, and he instantly goes in, and that's where the first kill came in onto Tassadar.
Very nice bolt of the storm there. Or rather, not bolt. Did he go for bolt? No. He just walked right in.
It's the Astral Communion upgrade post 20 where you bolt into the Twilight Dream. And it caught off guard. Archon is not on cooldown. In a post-level 20 fight, you have to be willing to commit to that. Because you went Infinite Archon, you went Twilight Archon, you have to already have that. And instead of trying to save it, that is a big thing that they missed out on. But all the credit in the world goes to Deadlykittens that when it mattered most here in day 2, championship day, Blizzcon on the line, they 4-0'd. They took the grand finals and then the rubber match, played their way up from the lower bracket. Good-looking team. Good-looking team out of Deadlykittens. And we talked about it earlier, Murinzays, they're no longer on this team. The last time that happened, Deadlykittens, at the roster that we see now, did not make it. They proved, without a shadow of a doubt, here in day 2, that they deserve their spot to BlizzCon.
They definitely do. Very, very convincing games. I think all 4 games were played beyond belief. It's like they fixed just a little screw from yesterday. And today you have a very fully functional team. Look at the way Malfurion's been playing. Look at the way the entire team's the draft's been going on. Yes, Resurgence got the Lunara, but so what? We can play Malfurion, Jinwoo, proving that it's not a one-trick pony, of course. And we got ourselves here the BlizzCon representatives for 2017, and that's Deadlykittens. For 3 times in a row, out of 4 seasons, they have represented Southeast Asia. This is the first time they changed the roster, but still a very dominant team. They've done their best, and they definitely deserve it.
They deserve it. And you got to give big props to Resurgence. They came in. They qualified first. They beat Deadlykittens in the upper bracket finals yesterday, qualified for the grand finals. They fought valiantly, but Deadlykittens came in with a new approach. It's what we saw earlier yesterday from them. They slipped up towards the later part of the day, fell down to the lower bracket, but they regrouped. The experience there of that core 3. If you go back and watch all of those games, Jinwoo played his role where needed. Confidence played his role where needed. They fit the role, and no disrespect to those guys, but Stronger, Inavir, and NSJ, they always found a way to say, we're going in. Inavir, whether it's the Entombs on Leoric or the Eldruin's Might, the dive in from Tyrael, no matter what was required from this team, it was allowing NSJ to go in, allowed them to make plays. We saw great ETC plays made. That core 3 kept them together, and we have, I think, about 7-8 weeks before opening week in BlizzCon start. And that gives a lot of time for them to work in the 2 new members of Confidence and Jinwoo to try and get them acclimated, get them maybe some more supports going here. But they've got a lot of time to practice.
They've got a lot of time to practice. They are, at the end of the day, still fairly new roster. And if with this kind of level of play, being new, working together, you can only imagine what can be achieved, what potential they have together. I would like to point out that from yesterday to today, the only main change was moving Confidence from the range damage role into a utility role, and that worked wonders. So regardless of how I look at it, the team, they made the right adjustments. They were able to play a different game today, and they are your representatives. So this is where Southeast Asia will have to root behind them, regardless if there are Koreans inside or not. We do hope we've one objective, and that is that the SEA representative will do well at BlizzCon up against bigger names. Fnatic, oh man, MVP Black, all these big boys are still around. It's a struggle from the small man, but what the Filipinos proved is that sometimes it's not about how big or small you are. It's about how hard you try and the effort you put in. They definitely tried. They definitely got there. That's it, J-How, my man. It's been fun.
It's been an amazing
successful year for both of us. We are now at the end of the stream, so this is it. We do have with us a little bit of a shout out to the production team, Zenway Productions, for doing a great job this entire year. Ever since I picked up the project, I've been doing this cast, having you flown all the way in here, making it so much better for me. They used to have me do solo casts. Yeah.
If I could get you guys to work on the temperature outside, that'd be perfect. We're pretty hot here, close
I
to the
wish I'm
equator.
God sometimes, but I'm not.
It's been great. It's been really great being here in Singapore. I've enjoyed every ounce of it. Working with you, working with Riku, and the team that we've had throughout the
Riku.
year. It's been amazing. You know, I've absolutely loved my time here. Up until this year, I'd never really been outside. I've been to Europe a few times, but coming to Asia, it's been an absolute treat here. I appreciate all the hospitality from the production crew, from you, and from everybody that's been involved here. It's been amazing.
Since this is the last time that we are on stream, Jihao has promised me he's going to eat a bowl of chili later on. And also, shout out to Riku, by the way, for joining us all the way from the Philippines. She's been a fantastic addition to the cast. It's my honor to cast this event with both Jihao and Riku. And we certainly hope that we'll be brought back again next year, but nobody knows what's going on in 2018. I don't even know what's going to happen tomorrow. That's it. This is the last time you're hearing from me in 2017. And we wish you a Merry Christmas in case we cannot. So... That's about it, man. Have a good time. All the best. All the best to Deadlykittens, and thank you for tuning in. This is Babel, joining me, J-House, signing out.